Maybe it's only in an alternative timeline, but I'll take the advantage of any opportunity to share the ring with Kurt Angle, win or lose. And as far as what happens if I stay in WWE, there's one more match I'll always wish for. Working with him, even if it was only briefly when he joined the new Nexus, made it abundantly clear to me that he would accomplish anything if he ever committed himself to it. A return to NXT gave him that chance, and soon Brey Wyatt and the Wyatt family were the talk of the wrestling world. They arrived on the main roster, terrorizing any superstar that got in their way.
And Brey Wyatt calmly watches as his family members dismantle Punk.
That included me. And while I have a match at the 2013 Survivor Series that on paper says was against the Wyatt family, it didn't have Brey Wyatt in it. I never got to compete against him once he realized his potential. I would have loved to have The Fiend set his sights on me. The Fiend took wrestling places it had never been before by taking his opponents places they had never been before. If I had my way, I'd take on The Fiend at WrestleMania 37. And I'd look for solace in the one place that I know to be the great equalizer: Hell in a Cell. He was once in a lifetime. I'm thankful for the time we did have together. But until we meet again, we'll make it happen here in my showcase. CM Punk against The Fiend at WrestleMania. You can choose who you'll control. But once that door closes, there's no telling what will happen.
It all comes down to this: Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. A demonic structure built with thousands of square feet of cold steel chain link. And tonight, it will be the battleground for CM Punk and The Fiend.
Being a WWE superstar, you find yourself in a lot of dangerous situations. But right now, I don't think anyone is in a more dangerous situation than CM Punk.
For the first time ever, guys, CM Punk will enter Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania.
We've seen Punk inside the cell before, but this is something else. Facing The Fiend on the grandest stage of them all. I can't imagine what's going through Punk's mind right now. He has got to be a bundle of nerves.
Yeah, Corey, separately, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania, and The Fiend are all daunting presences to prepare for. But together, this has to be nearly impossible.
Legends, champions, Hall of Famers, all of them have left their matches against him different. Some scarred, some broken, but none of them have ever been the same again. And here he comes, The Fiend, begging for you to let him in. Tonight he looks to drag CM Punk deep into the darkness inside Hell in a Cell.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't fight The Fiend. You survive him. Every opponent that has ever crossed paths with The Fiend has been changed forever.
Just look at those eyes, or whatever is hiding behind that mask. There's just pure evil.
This has never been about winning or losing for The Fiend. This has always been about destruction. And tonight, his evil gaze is locked And CM Punk.
Or you could prepare for a wrestler. You could prepare for a fight. You cannot prepare for the Fiend. This being doesn't wrestle with logic. He doesn't wrestle with reason. He wrestles out of pure malice.
Not flinching at the steel structure, not blinking at the tens of thousands here in attendance. To the Fiend, this isn't a punishment. This is his paradise. CM Punk is about to be locked inside the Devil's playground with the Devil incarnate.
You can hit the Fiend with everything you got, and he'll just keep getting back up. He feeds off the pain, and for as good as Punk is, he may find himself a broken man before he even realizes what's hit him.
I can't imagine what's going through Punk's mind right now. Not only taking on the Fiend, but being locked inside the Hell in a Cell with that monster at the showcase of the Immortals.
His nerves have to be shot. As calculated as Punk is in the ring, there's no way he could possibly figure out what the Fiend is about to unleash on him.
He won't know where, when, or how it's coming. All he can be sure of is that it's gonna be brutal.
Counter by CM Punk.
CM Punk and the Fiend facing off against each other at the event that brings out the best in each man, WrestleMania.
You speak the truth, Corey Graves. Every time Punk comes down that ramp at WrestleMania, his next level competitiveness hits an all-time high. That's why we've seen him have all-time WrestleMania classics against the likes of Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and The Undertaker. But as for the Fiend, I need only remind you of what happened last year at WrestleMania. The Fiend lured John Cena into the Firefly Funhouse match and destroyed the franchise both physically and mentally.
And since then, John Cena has not been seen in a WWE ring. Got to wonder if CM Punk will suffer the same fate should the Fiend get his way tonight. This has to be such an uneasy feeling for Punk right now. He's usually trying to outthink his opponents.
Yeah, but how in the world do you outthink something that doesn't even think like a human? I think Punk's going to have to rely on his speed and technical abilities here if he even wants to remotely have a chance at beating the Fiend.
Well, according to my notes, CM Punk has in-ring experience against Brey Wyatt, but in reality, he's never seen this side of Brey.
Something else to note is that Punk's previous matches with Brey were tag team contests that included the rest of the Wyatt family.
Wow, so Punk's first ever singles match, oof,
Under the chair.
Oh my word, that was a terrible way to land on that chair. Just the chilling sound of bone meeting steel.
Oh no, look away.
You can see every single thumbtack stuck on the skin, stuck on the gear. There may be nothing worse.
Beautiful neck breaker after the float over. That was pretty. Both of these men have had cult-like followings in the WWE locker room, but tonight is purely a one-on-one battle.
For a multitude of reasons, not the least of which is the gargantuan cell surrounding the ring. It's nearly impenetrable. Got him right where he wants him.
Gets his shoulder up before the 2 count.
He's not letting anyone get away with a lazy pin. The Fiend wards him off. That would have been painful without landing on those tacks. I think they're going to go into shock after that.
And any one of those shots could take you out for good. And Fiend falls to a counter. Oh! What a lariat! He's looking for something. This could get dangerous.
He's thinking a steel chair is just what he needs to wreak some havoc here.
Something that should not get lost in all of this chaos. Before he was The Fiend, before he was Brey Wyatt, the man under that mask was actually a follower of CM Punk.
Yeah, shortly before Brey Wyatt found his way, he was part of CM Punk's new nexus under a different name. You have to wonder if whatever's left of Brey's psyche under that mask still has some respect for Punk. If so, I wonder if the best in the world can somehow use that to gain a mental advantage. Bam! God, that disturbing sound of the kendo snapping on flesh.
He's setting the chair up, wedging it between the ropes.
Brey Wyatt locks in the claw. This is agonizing. Just tearing into all that flesh, turning into a human pincushion. Oh, I think the ring just moved.
Getting out of harm's way.
Both of these men have made careers by changing with the times. Punk has gone from indie darling to extremist to straight-edge cult leader to the best in the world.
I will agree that Punk's abilities...
Not the thumbtacks!
Just had no way to avoid the tacks. And now, said tacks have essentially become one with their body.
I don't know how Punk can recover from that. The Fiend may have victory in his twisted sights.
Using the chair with no caution at all.
CM Punk is in a distressing spot.
The Fiend is just teeing off on Punk right now.
Solid bit of
Right into the thumbtacks.
Just immediately being stabbed by hundreds or thousands of tacks. I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemies.
One step ahead.
Punk now with a quick duck under and a Uranagi converts it into the Anaconda Vice.
A couple of knees there. That'll get him out of it.
Whoa, what an axe handle.
The Fiend with the quick web.
Crashing onto the thumbtacks.
All those thumbtacks, they are going to look like chopped meat.
Brey Wyatt locks in the claw. This is agonizing. Just had no way to avoid the tacks. And now, said tacks have essentially become one with their body. The Fiend wins it.
Here is your winner, the Fiend, Brey Wyatt.
We may be witnessing the end of days here. The Fiend's power is only growing now that he's added CM Punk to his list of victims.
Remember this moment, gentlemen. I think we just witnessed a landmark moment for the entire WWE.
I feel bad for Punk coming up short, but what on earth does this mean for the rest of us?